Well, not since the advent of sport in itself. The advent of communication has disaster struck. When I say disaster, it's all about when things go wrong, they really go pear-shaped. Excuse the pun if you may. Or they go oval-shaped, like this rugby ball, where there's no even bounce, no even kill. It's the disasters that plague many a sports fan, a player, an athlete. When decisions don't go your way, you tend to understand why. There are rules that guide that. But it's when a World Cup, the biggest form of sports in the world, watched by billions, Vata Ngobeni, ENCA sports editor, is in the wrong, and for all the wrong reasons, decisions that impact what we love from the beautiful game. They've now set a sore thumb on a controversial World Cup hosted in the first place before even a single ball was kicked in the USA, Canada, and Mexico.
Thabiso, you speak about pear-shaped. Football is round. It's meant to be even for everyone. It's meant to be consistent for everyone. There's no fairness.
Yeah.
There's nothing even. In fact, it's gone like a rugby ball. I think this World Cup, they should have just used a rugby ball. Because we don't know which way the decision is going to go. It's like the bounce of the ball.
Yeah.
At least you go into a rugby match understanding that the ball can go for you or against you. And it's the ball that decides. This is what's happening at this World Cup. Referees are just deciding on their own.
Yeah.
On their own. There is no application of the law. If the law is being applied, it's being applied according to them.
It's the scandals, Vata, the credibility, Vata.
It's gone. You say credibility, it's gone.
Chaos.
So the credibility is gone. I think it left the room, the credibility, the day that Gianni Infantino decided unilaterally that he was going to hand Donald Trump the Peace Prize.
In fact, speaking of that, we've seen that, in fact, some sporting bodies are now petitioning the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, to actually investigate Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, for his endorsement of Trump first and foremost. And then secondly, we always speak about politics not being in sports, and this, and as you bring up, is possibly the epitome of what happens when politics gets too close to sport.
Politics are always involved in sport, have always been involved in sport, Thabiso.
Yeah.
Have always been involved in sport.
But to this level?
You see, all the confederations under FIFA can petition the IOC all they want. The IOC itself, last week or this week, makes a decision that the Russian athletes can now participate in international competitions. And they're still unclear whether they're going to sing the anthem or whether they're going to do it under their flag.
Yeah. Well, in fact,
Kirsty Coventry, the IOC president, says something that was, to me, very, very important. In that when she was an athlete, she didn't want to suffer because of what was happening in the country.
In Zimbabwe, yeah.
The sanctions that were being applied to Zimbabwe. And she's saying the decision that they've made as the IOC now is that the athletes cannot suffer for what their government is doing.
Which in my aspect is a positive, being a sporty. We'll get to that one because it's an important one. I want us to go back to the World Cup.
Take it later.
Yeah, but I want us to go back to the football World Cup.
Sure.
When I say
but all I'm saying
I know
is
you contextualize
about politics being involved.
But I want to bring it close.
To me, what is even what is even just doesn't make sense is the fact that UEFA is complaining and what, and all of them are complaining, and now they want to run to the IOC. What's the IOC going to do?
But my point is
now within themselves, because FIFA is not its own body. FIFA is made up of all the confederations, right? If they stand up and have a motion of no confidence in Infantino and so on, and call for a special general meeting or whatever, they can then apply their own rules in getting Infantino out. Then they must do that.
But I think, but that's why I wanted to bring you back in. two ways this could happen. Like in South Africa, we have SASCOC, the South African Sports Confederation, Paralympic and Olympic Committee.
Mm.
Whether we like it or not, they're the mother body of sports in the country. Every sporting federation answers to them because to represent the country, you have to be registered by them.
Mm.
Herein also then lies in football's matter. That's why they're taking it to the IOC. There are levels to the power that the IOC has.
Mm.
The first thing they would do, if let's say they were going to go that route, is say, boom, we strike football out of the Olympics. Then what? That's obviously where the change will come in. But I want to bring it back to this one in particular, with the politics that I'm speaking of, and I say direct contempt of, yes, we know politics in sport, there will always be. That's why you have a federations with presidents to be voted in. But for a sitting stage president of a country, because this is where all the big noise actually got elevated. We saw the calls from the red cards, the opening match of this World Cup against South Africa, two of them. We saw Lionel Messi playing a couple of days later, chopping players from the back, not even a warning. We saw the outcome of the Egypt versus, again, Argentina game, where a goal that Egypt had scored was literally brought all the way back to nearly the dead ball line of the Egyptian goalkeepers being recalled because the Egyptians asked for VAR.
The Argentinians asked for, because VAR to be checked because
Argentina
there was a foul, which when you look at it, it was actually not even a foul.
In fact, to go a step further, Egypt had, Mo Salah had almost the exact same knock in the Argentinian box. No,
and then the Argentinian goal was allowed to stand.
Yeah. So,
and then on the same day, in the build-up to that match, there was a turnover of a red card
of an American player.
Yes.
After the state president had, one could say, petitioned. I'll say petitioned in inverted commas, although he did not come out right and say so. Petition.
He had made a call to Gianni Infantino.
Yeah, Gianni, that is not a red card.
Donald Trump made a call and he admitted it.
In not so many words.
Thabiso, you put all of these things together and you look at the officiating in the Argentina-Egypt game. This has got to be the worst World Cup ever.
Yeah.
Now, on the field of play. Because we've had World Cups where things have obviously off the field dominated. The Germany World Cup, in the build-up to that, how a certain representative of Oceania didn't vote, decided to abstain, and then South Africa was meant to...
Dempsey, we remember you.
Yeah.
We have not forgotten you,
So
Charles.
that happened. And then there was the South Africa World Cup, where in the build-up to that, FIFA then decided, no, they're going to do the rotational thing in order for Africa to get a thingy. And then in the midst of that, we've got the Moroccans entering the fray. You see our history with Morocco is long.
In fact, before it even came to South Africa, FIFA said you must host a Confed Cup because we want to see whether you are even able to host soccer matches.
So now you've got this thing that happens, right? And there are options B and C.
Yeah.
Because now we are going to deepest, darkest Africa with this global tournament, That's meant to always remain in Europe.
Yeah.
And then, and we host a very successful World Cup. Probably the most successful one.
Even today, the very same World Cup currently underway still uses Shabalala's goal as the centerpiece of a World Cup.
And then when they went to Brazil, there was a huge hoo-ha around, the use of the people to build the stadiums, about the rainforests, blah, blah, blah. Overshadowed by protests and so on. Then there was a big issue about going to Russia.
Yeah.
If you remember.
Yes.
And that World Cup was also successful. Qatar. Wonderful thing. Then Qatar was, it was madness about the no drink of beer
and
no rights and all this rubbish. Produced probably the best World Cup final ever.
Yeah.
Right? And then the US is hosting, along with Canada and Mexico. Thabiso, it has been a disaster from way before it began. Because first of all, of what is coming out of the US. And then there was the issue about the peace. No, man, Thabiso, we can't. And then we have this issue now on the field of play.
issue
Themba Zwane's
issue the
record,
visas.
and then he gets given a 3-match suspension. Then there's the Somalian or Ethiopian
referee
Ethiopian referee
wasn't allowed to enter.
One wasn't allowed to enter. Thabiso, we are watching a World Cup where politics have taken over. We are watching a World Cup, unfortunately, because I thought Gianni Infantino had done well up until now.
Yeah.
Clearly, Thabiso, there's been a smokescreen. Clearly, there's been a smokescreen. How he did not intervene when a referee who's earned his place at the World Cup to officiate there is not allowed into the US. Why would you not intervene? But then still take a call from the US president to say to you, hey, the red card, think about it. Come on, guys. What's going on?
Look, and I think maybe on
and then Thabiso, sorry, while I'm still angry. And then the poor officiating in the Egypt and Argentina. I'm not saying that Egypt were going to win the game.
Yeah.
However, I think the decisions that were made had a huge influence on the outcome of the match.
Yeah. I mean, we could...
A disallowed goal that would have taken Egypt to 3-up. And I don't think Argentina would have been able to come back from that.
Yeah.
All right? From being 3-up. If they did, let's say they'll come back to be throw and go to penalties. But then it gives Egypt another opportunity again to win the game. And then, Thabiso, the madness of a referee allowing players to influence him to go to VAR.
Yeah.
And then, when the opposite happens, the other group of players, the Egyptians,
they get shown a yellow card and a red card.
And where is the fairness?
They were literally shown a yellow and a red card for protesting.
What rules are you using?
Yeah.
And FIFA, and when I say FIFA, should hang their heads in shame.
I think
Gianni Infantino should hang his head in shame.
I think probably the biggest indictment on how bad things have gone is when a disgraced former FIFA president who's just come out of jail in Sepp Blatter actually calling out...
He hasn't gone to jail, that one.
Well, nearly went to jail. Apologies. Let me check that back.
But I think they're still busy with that
Yeah,
issue.
they're busy with this. He was arrested, but he was out on bail. Yeah,
but when he actually
comes out and calls out corruption, then you must know what something's hitting the water.
It's gone.
For him to actually come out and say...
The pot, calling the kettle.
Yeah.
Black.
That was probably the biggest surprise for me, that when a Sepp Blatter saying, yeah, but this is massive corruption. In fact, Egypt have officially as well this Thursday morning come out and laid an official complaint against FIFA. Besides the fact that all of these complaints could probably go nowhere. Let me just put it that way. I mean, FIFA is a strong body, whether we like it or not. These could end up at CAS, but even then, the deep pockets of FIFA, this could just be swept under the cover. Besides, who cares? The World Cup will be over by then. The argument then comes in. The credibility of sports in general now. And I say sports in general because it's not only a FIFA thing.
No, it's an IOC issue. We've seen that in World Athletics.
Yeah, it's all Sebastian Coe. The same thing when there's so much scandal in what we take for granted as sports-loving people, as sporties. The sour taste it leaves in one mouth is quite deep and disheartening for somebody who wants to advocate for world unity. Because even you mentioned...
Are you going to want to go to World Cup?
And that's where the problem lies.
Are you going to want to go to World Cup?
Yeah. And apparently the US are bidding again for the next World Cup.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
It's fine. Someone won't be there. Someone won't be there. And for me, Thabiso, it just takes away the joy. There's something that sports does that it for me it's almost like the purest form of humanity.
Yeah.
Because of the roller coaster of emotions that sport delivers to a human being, but also for what it stands for. For what it stands for. And we've ripped the soul out of sports. politics have ripped the soul out of sport. Thabiso,
Politics and greed. Let's not forget
greed has been at the heart of it.
And I say,
I'm no longer going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
But let's not forget greed, because part of even the issues we have now is the greed, particularly this World Cup, that those hydration breaks, which mean absolutely nothing in a covered stadium, because whatever network must advertise for that 3 to 5 minutes. So it's the greed that is...
Because now FIFA is saying, and sorry to say this, Thabiso, it feels like FIFA, like, Messi needs to get the final at all costs. Because he's a selling point for them.
A selling point, then Bogas is beating all the votes in the MLS.
It's fine. That's the feeling I get.
In fact, that's a feeling across the board, that this World Cup is tailor-made for Messi.
I've got nothing against the player. I think he is one of the greatest players. To me, he's probably the greatest player of his generation. And one of the greats to ever grace a sport.
Maybe not to say ever.
No, one. Arguably.
Let's say one of the greats.
Well, one of the greats. I'm not saying he's the greatest.
Pause there.
I'm saying one of the greats, because it's a subjective thing.
Okay.
And my thing is that, why does it seem like FIFA is going at all costs, and even at the expense of tainting this guy's name?
Or tainting the sport.
The name of this guy now. Forget this point, they've tainted the sport already.
Yeah.
They've long tainted it. But now they're doing it almost at the cost of Messi, because people are looking at it, but Messi, why is Messi getting out with all of this? So it's now him.
Do you think it was a situation where, for example, Morocco, when it came to the Senegal issue, where Morocco won AFCON via email, and the Moroccan players...
Well, they've not won AFCON. That thing must still go to court.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. When the Moroccan
why do you think most Africans are not supporting Morocco? Why do you think they feel as if Morocco are not an African team?
Yeah.
In fact, we are all saying that France are the African team, are the only African team left.
Look, between me and me, I'm supporting France tonight. I'm just saying.
No, forget that. What I'm saying is that Morocco is equally on.
Yeah. But again, our I don't say hatred.
And it's this politics, Thabiso.
I was just want to say.
It's this politics.
Yeah. Our disdain for that
you
for Morocco is the politics.
You lose on the field.
The scandal.
You appreciate the fact that you've lost on the field. Then your federation decides no.
Send an email.
Tina. And then CAF. And I understand what Petrus Motsepe said about, you allowed the different bodies, blah, blah, blah. You cannot allow such insanity to continue. It takes away the credibility of the game. Thabiso, I've got no interest, for as long as Morocco plays in AFCON and I've got no interest in wanting to go and watch AFCON. I've almost got no interest in when they play in the player knockouts of a Champions League or Confederation. I've got no interest in those matches. Because for a long time, Peter Musemane said this. This is how these guys treat us when you go to their countries. Now we are giving them a taste of their own medicine, and they're crying.
Crying foul. Yeah. Speaking of Peter Musemane, is front runner for the Bafana job?
I don't know.
I'm saying so.
Yeah, I just said, was it a week ago or so?
Yeah, it was a week ago. We had this conversation.
I think he's just the obvious choice.
It looks like he's a front runner. In fact,
I think it's the obvious choice.
One of the local newspapers actually said...
Listen, Chief. Listen, Thabiso. Mm-hmm. We are busy. Countries are moving. Belgium have moved.
Yeah.
Mexico
is moved.
Portugal have moved.
Yeah.
They're replacing their coaches. They're not playing games. Not Belgium, sorry. I'm saying, Portugal.
Yeah, and Mexico, they replaced this morning.
They don't play games. Certain countries. The Dutch, watch them. They're going to name a new coach. Because Koeman's gone.
Yeah. Brazil.
Well, Brazil are keeping Ancelotti.
Yeah. But
right?
I see.
No, but, and I get that. Because I think to them, they understand that the generation of players they have are nowhere near the great Brazilian teams we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
Right? And you can never take away from Ancelotti. He's just a great manager.
Yeah, I know he is. I mean,
so give him at least something to work with.
I mean, at least Neymar actually finally retired. So speaking about generational players, so that's one of them.
So for me, Thabiso, we knew Umadala said last year already. Babuyi. This is his last dance. The World Cup.
You're saying a mistake.
No, look, we were talking out of heart. While these other guys, they're Nazarek, are busy going around chasing their tails.
And again,
because they knew Thabiso over a year ago that Umadala is not coming back. World Cup is his last dance.
They knew some years ago
that... They should have started the process then, Thabiso. And by the time that we get to the World Cup, they've already appointed, at least already spoken to the person who it is. They've done the interviews, they've done everything.
Bring him along to actually to the World Cup.
And then you can maybe to sit on the stands, whatever. But then you say, at the end of the World Cup, thank you, Matala. You've done a great job for us.
Hit the ground running, new guy.
Right? Ngena Pizzo. Or Ngena whoever they want.
Yeah.
So that Thabiso, September is here, around the corner. We're playing qualifiers, Bafo. We're playing qualifiers right now.
It seems that
so do you know what you do? That person has already got a feel of the team, and can take it forward.
But it seems that the ball is rolling in that direction because already
ball is rolling where?
Can I finish?
The team is back.
Can I finish? The ball
is. There's no name.
Can I finish?
Finish.
The ball is rolling in that direction because they already hands are being put up to change the very SAFA executive that have failed to do exactly what you're saying. You got
Bafana are playing in September.
I get you.
When you tell me about the SAFA executive and races for leadership at SAFA, that congress is going to happen in September.
Granted.
Right? Bafana are playing.
But I'm saying to you,
when are busy up, you are adjusting for positions.
No, but I'm saying
Sunday Zungu is in. We know he's there.
But that's the point, isn't it? So that's the point already.
Now what's the other guy who's saying, I'm going to Zungu's camp. So it's Zungu versus Danny now.
Yeah.
Now we are going to be, or we are preoccupied with that now. And forget that we need a coach.
Yeah, but there's structures in football. Remember, the
what structures?
The structures.
What structures?
There are coaches.
Where are the structures, Thabiso? In South African football?
You want me to answer? Answer their coaches. There's a forwards coach, there's a backline coach, there's a goalkeeper coach. Matala is just a manager.
Matala Hambil.
Yes. But Matala will stay until somebody is appointed. I think that's where I think it's going.
Why are we here?
But again, it comes...
But do you understand what I'm saying, Thabiso? Why are we here? Because we knew a long time ago that Matala is going. Why didn't they shortlist and do interviews prior to the World Cup?
It speaks to...
Thabiso, why aren't they naming a coach now? Portugal have named a coach already.
But it speaks to our topic of today, isn't it? Sport being out of control. That's basically what we're discussing.
Sport is not out of control. Those who run, who are the custodians of sport, are out of control.
So,
or who are meant to be the custodians of sport.
So in the same sentence, you had sport out of control.
No.
How?
Sport is not... Sport, Thabiso, is... Football is not the politicians, and the politicians are not football.
Not football. Fair enough.
What the administrators are there to do is to be the custodians of the game. Sport is pure.
The most innocent form of
whatever
enjoyment.
Sport is pure. It is tainted by the administrators and politicians.
I'll tell you who nearly got it wrong.
Yeah, bo.
SA Rugby. Before that Ellis Park game.
SA Rugby
before the Ellis Park game at Loftus, they nearly got it wrong too. The ticket pricing.
They got it wrong. Listen, they got it wrong at Ellis Park before.
And then 2 days before, then they realized, actually, as in the poopy
ticket.
A ticket went down to what one would normally have it over the years, 650 Rand for the highest price ticket, all of a sudden. And we had Loftus this weekend against Scotland, something that I haven't seen in terms of the magnitude of the price of the tickets. Instead, Loftus is sold out. Nations Championship, yes.
You see, Thabiso, there's a reality, right? Without the money, the sport doesn't, it struggles to exist, right?
Granted.
So what Rappi has gotten right is that they got some money in and they were able to use it to their benefit in terms of for the Springboks. And what have the Springboks done? They've delivered 2 World Cups in a row, right? They've won everything to be won. everything
Yeah,
they've just
done a
done it. Obviously, Thabiso, their value increases.
But their value proposition should not increase for me
their value
as South African.
their value increases, right?
As a brand.
Yeah. So the sponsors, whoever is coming in, and there's so many sponsors coming in now,
We've
right?
got some on game day.
They are no longer paying what they would have paid in 2016 when we even lost to the likes of Italy.
Yeah. So
you are dealing with back-to-back world champions. So do not. Here's what happens,
Yeah.
So the value of sponsorship has increased.
Yeah.
What does SA Rugby do as well? Because they understand the brand they're dealing with.
Mhm.
It is in such high demand. Everybody wants a piece of the Springboks. So they need to cash in. Right? They need to. It's for the survival of rugby in itself.
You know, Vata, I like where you're going, but I'm going to ask one question.
Wait. I'm bringing sanity to this. All right?
It's actually sounding like insanity.
No. I'm bringing sanity to this.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not arguing for. I'm just putting the facts on the table.
Okay, no, then.
Right? Obviously, because once a demand is there, Thabiso, you put up your price tickets because you know it's time for you to cash in.
Putting your price tickets
it's time
for
to cash in.
who?
Unfortunately, the Joe Soap, the normal man in the street is going to suffer. The normal man and woman in the street are going to, and it's tough economic times for all South Africans. Right?
Forget even the Vata. Pause it there.
I get it. So I get it. So I get Saru's
point of view.
But I understand it. I don't agree with it though. I need to say this. I need to state this for you. I don't agree with it.
Even if mine, there was
but I empathize with them.
Even if mine, there was the argument going forward.
Yes.
It cannot be an offset to the very same people.
Yes.
Who are the custodians, who are the fans of the Springbok team.
I agree with you,
because whether I don't care how much you think you're worth as a Springbok.
Do you want me to disagree with you?
No. Pause it there.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you think or Saru thinks the Springboks are worth. Monetary value. That cannot be offset by the tickets to the people who support this team.
Okay.
Because we're going to go
then Thabiso, let's take down the prices to the 30-40 rand that you pay for a Kaizer Chiefs ticket to go watch Kaizer Chiefs play. No. Then you are going to have the same results the Kaizer Chiefs are having. You're going to have, they can talk about being a big brand.
Yeah.
Wafa, nye.
Okay, then,
marketing. Where are they?
Then play.
Where are they?
Fine. But if that's the attitude, surely you can meet the fans somewhere. Because if that's the attitude.
What Saru,
but they didn't do that. Because
after the backlash,
yes,
they did that. However, Thabiso, you've got to find a balance.
And that's where I'm going.
Here's where the problem is, Thabiso. You go back, right? When it comes to the value that you place on the Springboks, whether it's sponsorships, whether it's ticket pricing, right? Thabiso, you're going to shortchange yourself. You're going to find yourself in a situation where you do not have enough money to sustain the growth of the sport, where you do not have enough money to have Abo C, Abo Eben, Abo Vokolo, Abo Kenan Moody, Abo Cheslin playing, Abo David Williams, Abo Sasha playing in South Africa. You are now going to have them playing abroad.
Me and you are, agreeing. The problem I have with that mentality and thinking, if the offset is to increase a ticket to the Springbok game at Ellis Park to 1,500 rand, who is going to come and watch you? Not the
52,000 people came last weekend.
That's when they had to drop them down to 600 rand.
But Thabiso,
they had to drop them down to 600 rand.
They had sold a lot of those tickets already. And it was only a small minority that bought the 650 rand tickets and whatever.
What was the backlash like? What was the backlash like?
Thabiso.
What is the backlash?
Okay. What is a solution? A solution that will keep the revenue in there. For example, they will keep them at the 2 billion and above revenue that will keep on sustaining the sport, where we're seeing that our men's sevens team is dominating World Rugby. Our Springboks are dominating. Our women are doing well. Our junior teams are doing well. We are seeing a growth in rugby that we've never seen before. 100%. So I'm saying to you, give me a solution that will not hamper the financial, the pocket of SA Rugby.
Unfortunately, that's not my job. That's their job.
Oh, you can't do that.
No, but
you can't.
How did you ask?
You can't.
You asked?
Yeah.
That's my opinion. That's not my job. That's why they're there. Mine is, it cannot be that a cheap ticket to watch the Springboks for locals Whereas they were looking at the British fans. That's why they thought the pound rand value. And then you expect me, as a South African, to pay 1,500.
Okay, how much do you want to pay for the Springboks All Blacks?
Again, that's not,
how much do you want to pay?
Again, you're asking me.
How much do you want to pay? You.
I don't know.
You want to pay what?
Yeah? But
$100.
Okay.
Do you want to pay 100 rand?
Taking rugby back to with those who have money and those.
Well, unfortunately, Thabiso, and again, I'm going to say to you, I'm not arguing for. All I'm saying to you, you need to then understand the mitigating circumstances to where we find ourselves now.
Unfortunately, then Siya will be watched by somebody.
Thabiso, unfortunately, I do not have the 3,000-4,000 rand people are paying for tickets for the All Blacks test.
Exactly.
I will not go and watch it.
Yeah. So that's
I will have to watch it on television.
And that's why and again, what I'm saying is then Siya
it's just it's very unfortunate, Thabiso, because I would love for a kid, go Alexander,
to go and watch Siya Kolisi play.
A kid in Soweto to be able to go to FNB Stadium and watch Siya Kolisi play.
Can you imagine? They're playing
and the Springboks play.
Look at this one. They're playing in Soweto.
But there's a reality, Thabiso. There's a reality.
But they're playing in Soweto. Do you know how many people from Soweto go there?
We've got sponsors. And I'm glad and sorry to put so much the onus on sponsors so much. Because I think we put a lot on the sponsors. On the sponsors. I'm glad. I would love to name them. I'll name them the day that they come and join us here.
We've got one on game day.
No, don't worry. And put their pavs here and their groceries and you know who you are. Unfortunately, it falls on them to be able to distribute the tickets.
Who are the sponsors?
Yeah. Some of the tickets they have.
What are you smoking?
Because they do have... Smoking me?
No. I don't know.
I'm saying some of the tickets that they have. Okay. Obviously, they get tickets.
Complimentary.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to say, they've done in the past.
Okay, I get what, in that sense. Okay,
50 kids in Soweto come through the Soweto Rugby Club.
They even do it here with us.
Yeah.
Invite some... No, in terms of shows like ours on game day. No, they say, look,
you got one.
Invite some fans.
I didn't get one.
No. I'm giving an example. Where they say...
But I didn't get one.
But I'm giving an example.
Oh, so you kept them yourself one.
They invite fans. 50 fans. Give away tickets. We've done this. Why are you being that guy? But the problem now, with that said, no matter how big the Springboks will ever be, they should not, and Saru, this is directly to you, the Springboks can never be too expensive. They can never be too out of reach for the stakeholders in the game, which is the ordinary
Thabiso, how much does it cost to host a test match?
Vata, that's neither here nor there. I'm saying, Mina, it should not be out of reach to the stakeholder. And it's not about black people.
No.
I'm giving an example because I brought up Soweto. That's where the match is going to be played. It's not about whether I'm saying advocating for more black people to watch.
We're not advocating for that. Because
but let me finish.
The economy affects everybody.
But let me finish. Mine is... It cannot be out of reach for an ordinary South African, even if they want to save up for that All Blacks game.
100%.
Surely there must be a meeting point where it can be accessible. South Africans fought so hard. Saru fought so hard to have rugby be where it is and be a South African sport instead of where we come from, where it was only a certain part of the population.
It was a white sport.
So now, if we're pushing away, I'm not saying again, black people from affording those tickets. Lord knows, some of us struggle to get 50 rand tickets.
It's apartheid of the economy, Bafo.
And that's where my problem lies.
It's apartheid of the economy.
And that's where my problem
obviously we know that the majority of people who are economically disenfranchised are black and mainly African.
And that's where my problem lies with this.
No. Let's hit it at the point, Thabiso. Those who can afford to go to matches are majority white.
And even those who can afford, even they are complaining about the current 100%. Prices.
Now here's the thing, Thabiso. I'm saying to you, I empathize 100%. I myself am struggling to afford certain things. Even to watch the Springbok match on television.
Day-to-day basics,
I'm struggling. And even if I can't watch it now, if I can't watch it at home, I've got to go to a
pub somewhere.
A tavern or a pub. But even then, I'm going to have to buy drinks. I'm struggling to afford those drinks.
What drinks do you drink when?
The ones that Ayub doesn't want to.
Those are free. That's one. Chap juice.
No. The ones he's meant to provide for us.
That one. Again, sponsor. Knock, hintage, nudge.
Vanya, work. Now, here's the thing, Thabiso, is that how do we strike that balance? It is not on Saro on its own to find a solution.
100%.
Right? It can't be.
100%. And
Because they are there to make money, Thabiso. Because if they don't make money, Thabiso, the sport is going to die. We're going to find ourselves in the doldrums. We're going to find ourselves in the same positions in the position we were in 2016, where they are looking for a sponsor, and you got a sponsor that's coming in for certain matches.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you and I, again, we're totally
We're going to find stadiums that are half
empty.
Thabiso, we cannot go back to those days.
Mine is, with that in mind, don't let it slip away that you still have an onus
100%.
to take care
100%.
of actual stakeholders of the
100%,
game, which is the South African people.
100%. And that is why you are finding merchandise of the Springboks. You may not get the original Bok jersey, but there is outlets from sponsors that are saying,
Supporters
the likes of Pick and Pay are saying, come.
Get a supporters
There's
jersey.
a supporters t-shirt and whatever, and they're affordable.
Yeah,
right?
very much
So that it's something that is, this. So we've got to find a solution that is affordable.
Yeah.
To the normal man and woman in the street, to the normal fan that's there, right?
Yeah.
However, Thabiso, we cannot forget that without the high ticket prices, without the amount of without the amount of sponsors that are in the game,
yeah,
that we are not going to see the success of the Springboks, of the women's teams, of Sevens team, and the growth of rugby, whether it's in club rugby, whether it's in school, in school rugby. We are not going to see it unless there's a premium to such things. We are seeing it at the FIFA World Cup. People are complaining about the tickets, but people are buying their tickets. Stadiums are full. You are seeing the product on the field itself. Unfortunately, Thabiso, there's a price to pay. In South Africa, we're going to need to sit down around the table and find a solution. A solution that works in order for the game to sustain itself, but also one that allows the people who are so invested, the people who the Springboks are playing for, to be able to see, to feel and touch them in front of them and watch them play the game that everyone loves so much.
And you see, and which for me, Vata, is
we haven't even spoken about the game itself.
Yeah, which for me is possibly the biggest departing point from that. Yes, whilst we want to make the money, take nothing away from the commercial value of the Springboks. Yeah, no, I have to, because at the end of the day, it's always nice to speak about how good these players are. These players earn millions. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve it. Mine is, with that thought process in mind, I mean, you've had the European clubs speaking about that Saru actually props the bull. They make most of their money from a Saru broadcast. We know how that was with Super Rugby. We know how it is. And with that said, yes, we want to be a brand South Africa, first and foremost, brand Springbok, secondly. But mine is as long as, again, the stakeholders of the actual game are not left behind.
But you do understand, though, that you go the other way.
No. But are you beating a dead horse now? Because you want to go back and...
But you go the other way, Thabiso. You run the risk of being in a Kaizer Chiefs situation.
Again, my point is...
do you acknowledge that?
No,
do you acknowledge that?
I acknowledge that. But
acknowledge it. I want you to
acknowledge that. But my problem
is... Kaizer Chiefs situation.
But my problem is...
Say it. Call it what it is.
The problem is...
Let's put a name to it.
Kaizer Chiefs
situation.
So why must I bring Kaizer Chiefs?
No, put it there.
The issue I have...
Because you and I must get hiding together.
No.
From your viewers. Because Thabiso, it's a simple example.
You're going to go back there. I agree.
Lower the ticket prices. Let people come. Do whatever. Unfortunately, Thabiso, you are going to find yourself in a situation.
You are repeater, man. You are Penduas. Fine, let's pause it. Let's talk about the game now. But my problem is...
You're going to be England.
But we shouldn't be greedy.
We shouldn't be greedy.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be greedy.
So if you agree there, Gucci, the greed must stop somewhere, because it cannot be at the point where your very stakeholder, which is your supporter, is the one that's suffering.
100%.
If we can agree there,
100%.
Well, Gucci, how they come up with it, that's their job to come up.
But already you know that only a limited amount of people can actually go watch a Springboks play.
Again, mine, that's neither here nor there. My point is the greed part I'm trying to see has to be curved somewhere. Yes, we want to make money because we want to longevity of a federation. But if I understand why we're not agreeing, Gucci.
No, because I don't understand this word greed. Because the money, Thabiso, you need to understand.
Disagree because
but you need to understand, Thabiso. You need to understand though that the fact that Osia, Eben, about Ox, about Bongi, Cheslin, Sasha, they play in South Africa.
Yeah.
All these top Springboks are playing here.
I'm not saying they shouldn't get
Saru
paid.
are propping some of their salaries.
Yeah, I'm not saying they shouldn't get
Right.
paid. No, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Yeah,
Now,
we're agreeing.
where does Saru get that money?
But again, you see, that's why I said Sikren. Maybe let's agree to disagree.
Where?
No, let's agree to
Because
disagree.
at least, Thabiso, if you're not watching these players play for the national team,
Yeah.
you got an opportunity of watching them play for their franchises.
Let's agree to disagree, Gucci.
But them playing with their franchises, Saru is paying part of their salaries.
Let's, again, Mina, as somebody sitting at home.
But yeah, you don't understand. You sitting at home don't understand the dynamics of how then you get a
Fine.
CR to stay in South Africa.
I'm saying, but how difficult is it to say that?
So I'm explaining to you.
How? But how difficult is it to say that tickets?
I'm explaining to you.
But can I finish?
And we need to explain to the viewers
Yeah.
and you need to explain to the fans, so that they understand why the tickets are expensive.
You know the fan is asking, how difficult is it that a ticket can be accessible to a Thabiso? That's all the fan wants to know. You tell me that.
I'm telling you how we can make it accessible.
But again, the math is not mathing. I'm saying to you, if
If
we outprice accessibility to national teams,
yes,
we are going to find a problem where I actually don't care if Siya Kolisi is playing. Because Siya Kolisi is not...
Okay.
No, Imavat.
Okay.
Imavat.
Okay.
Because you've told me that Siya Kolisi is out of my price range.
Okay.
That's the one thing that I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yes, whilst I understand the economics of sport, the economics of sport should also understand the economics of the people who they answer to, which is the stakeholder, which is the ordinary South African.
Okay.
So, yeah. How much it costs to... I don't care.
You don't care?
As a fan, I'm saying, can I be able to watch the Springboks?
Here's where the unfortunate thing comes in, Thabiso. You don't care, ne?
No, as a fan.
Yeah, as a fan, you don't
yes.
care. It's surprising that...
If a ticket is 4,000 rand, I can't afford it.
You are talking like that when you and I were sitting in Maritzburg and we're reading people on social media complaining about the poor broadcast of the Comrades Marathon.
No, hold up.
No, wait.
But we're not going to finish this episode.
We're not busy about Creed.
We're not going to finish this episode. I think we need to move on because I think you're conflating issues now.
I'm not conflating anything.
It's very simple, this thing. Make tickets available to the fans.
But well done to the Springboks. They played well.
Yes.
They started off the Nations Championship extremely well.
Yeah.
And Thabiso, for me, a competition that we were all saying, hey, yeah, maybe it might be too much. You know, people are going on the way you've been going on now. Let's give it to the Springboks. Let's give it to Rasi.
Yeah.
Let's give it to Ireland, man. They brought it on against Australia.
New Zealand.
And I must give it to Australia. Australia played very well.
When did they lose it?
Thabiso, again, you're playing Ireland, Chief.
Yeah.
You're playing Ireland.
They find a way to win those guys regardless.
These are the... Hey, sorry, I was going to use another... I was going to say something else about the Irish. But Thabiso, they've been there.
Yeah.
They've been there. The onus was on Australia to lift their game. They did it against the British Irish Lions, and well done to them. They've done it now again. And they were able to beat the Springboks last year in the Rugby Championship. So again, I think Aussie Rugby is on the rise. Maybe on it's being fueled a lot by the fact that they're hosting the Rugby World Cup. But move on from there.
You think so? Yeah,
but it's being fueled by that and Joe Schmidt and everything that's happened. You know?
Do you think they'll take a knock out of this loss?
No, they won't. It came down to the last minute, Thabiso.
Yeah.
And the penalty gone over, they would have won the game.
Yes.
And again, then you go to the first game of the thing, which was New Zealand, France. You could not have asked for a better game.
Cracker.
I mean, everyone's going on about Chalipe. Yeah, well done to Chalipe. Chalipe is just a special player. But the French team came and they played. Yeah. And this is without Ntamak. This is without Dupont. You know, a lot of their top players, because obviously they're trying to rest them. Top 14 ended later.
Good outing for the Kiwi Rennie as well.
But Dave Rennie, well done. First win, yes, as an Audi Sevilla. Well done to them. But the French reminded everyone, it's not going to be easy in this Nations Championship. Scotland went and beat Argentina in Argentina. Scotland, Bafo.
Do you think we should be scared?
No, I don't think the Springboks should be scared. However, they should be wary.
Yeah.
They should be wary. Japan beat Fiji. No, don't say it's not a foregone conclusion.
Japan beats Italy.
Oh, Italy, yeah. Sorry.
Fiji lost to Wales.
Yeah, Fiji lost to Wales.
So there's 3-3 actually, North versus South. There was 3-3.
Yeah, so look at it this way, Thabiso. It's a competition that we may have said is too much for the players. But boy, oh boy, those very same players we are thinking of have delivered on the first week. Yeah. And now you got a scenario. I'm not worried about the other games. I worry more about the Springboks.
Yeah,
10 changes. You're going to Loftus. The Russians, the background.
That's the first match Scotland are playing at Loftus, so they'll be feeling it. They've never played at Loftus before.
Yeah, but you see, they're players. I worry because...
they played URC.
Yeah. Custodians is there.
Yeah.
Custodians bought a Glasgow team.
And who's that? Was that Skuman, their prop?
Yeah, Piers Skuman he went to Office.
Yeah, so
in fact, his younger brother was at Pretoria Boys.
Yeah, I think
he's a Blue Bulls guy.
Yeah, so he knows.
So before he went to the other side. And here's the thing, Thabiso, is that the last time the Scots beat the Springboks...
18 years ago.
Something like that.
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah, 2002, 18 years ago, yeah.
I will go back to this thing. I think it was in...
It was at Murrayfield.
Yeah,
it was Murrayfield.
Yeah,
Murrayfield.
Jake White once said, 2013, he was coaching the Brumbies. And they were coming to play the Bulls at Loftus in a semi-final of a Super Rugby. And Jake White said, well, the record was the Bulls had never lost a semi-final at Loftus. No team across the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, has come through.
And beaten...
the marauding bullet.
No Australian team has crossed the Indian Ocean and beaten South Africa team in a semi-final. It was all these stats. You know, the Bulls had this incredible home record. And Jake White said, people travel across the world.
Oh.
Is that Jake White calling me?
I'm not sure.
I think it's Jake.
I think they're telling us to rap. I think it might be Ayub.
Is Ayub? No, Ayub is not here. He's late. Ayub is late. Ayub is late. Is that him telling us that he's... Okay.
No, it's not Ayub.
So here's the thing. Jake White said, people go across the world, follow their teams in whatever sport.
Yeah.
Because Thabiso, deep down inside, their teams have a chance.
True.
And they want to say, I was there on that day.
Yeah.
Glasgow came to the grand finale of the URC. To Loftus. Carl Steyn was leading the team.
Yeah,
and they beat the Bulls.
The Warriors, they won that game.
Now, here's the thing, Thabiso. We can never sit here and gloat and say, the Springboks beat England, thumped them proper at Ellis Park. And we expect them to go and do the same thing. We are playing against a team that has just beaten Argentina that are coming here with some of those players.
And Argentina are not that Glasgow easy side, in Argentina because...
In that Glasgow side and not the same themselves. We're once written off.
We know this.
We're once written off coming here. We're told about altitude. We're told about all sorts of things. We're told about history. They are going to want to set their own history.
Remember when I said to you some weeks back, and I said, the Springboks will give us 1 or 2 losses this season. And yes, we don't want them to lose.
Can you not beat Scotland?
Mind you, also some history when it comes to Scotland. We beat them. It'll be Grand Slam victory. We have beaten all the Northern Hemisphere teams in one calendar year. Well, not in
one calendar year.
Yes, one calendar year. Count them.
Calendar year time is January to December.
Yeah. I'm talking, count.
Yeah. Who have you played?
Emina, since
January. England.
Yeah.
Only.
No, not January. I mean, start from last year. Calendar year, I got paid.
No, calendar year is January to December.
But you know what I mean?
When I just say in a 12-month period.
12-month period, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know this. Why are you being that guy?
No, because you've been that guy one.
Bottom line is, this weekend is going to be a tough one. Loftus. But most importantly, it sets the tone, doesn't it? For this
I think it does, and it does, Thabiso. It does.
We all saw what everyone did in the opening round. Yeah. So now it's a bit of a crunch time.
Thabiso, you know what the nice thing I like about this? Yes, the first week everyone spoke about, no, just register the win. Now people are seeing the bonus points are going to start counting before.
Now points count. Because you want to be...
You want to win with the bonus points so that you want to top your thingy. So that when the finals come at Twickenham...
In September. And there's 2 rounds.
In Nandona, I think November.
No, November, yes, November, yeah.
You are there.
Because I think for the sake of our viewers as well, the formats for the Nations Cup, Nations Championship, I think we haven't even discussed.
Even Nations Cup?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Nations Cup.
Zimbabwe won.
So the issue then comes in with that point. The second round of competition comes in where every bonus point, as I mentioned, counts. Top two in every conference, north, south. It becomes a winner takes all, as it were. Then the finals out at the home of rugby.
That's not the home of rugby. This is the home of rugby.
Home of rugby is Ellis Park.
South Africa. No, it's South Africa.
It's South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, apologies.
But yeah, what used to be called, what they say is the home of rugby.
Yeah. But obviously, for me, a bigger headache as well of South Africa as we end up the rugby segment of our conversation. Again, we went to bed as world champions in both the under-20 junior rugby as well as the Springboks. And that ugly head of those Irish, I can hear it already. The English, I can hear them already. And everyone else who hates the Springbok brand, another doping scandal. And unfortunately, somebody from my part of the world, the Sharks team, young Kia Pratt.
I feel sorry for Kia Pratt. I feel sorry for every player that gets implicated in a doping scandal, especially when the facts get laid on the table. We don't know the facts that around Kia Pratt is also a B sample. B sample is going to reflect the same thing. I don't understand why athletes do this.
It always boggles the mind. It's the same sample.
Urine sample.
Just different vial.
It's going to get tested again. It's going to come out the same outcome. Right? I think what it needs to be important is that when they do sit down in the process, he needs to come out clean. In the same way that Arsenal did. And we've seen how ugly the Arsenal thing.
Yeah, it turned wild very quickly.
And as much as the onus is on the athlete, the athlete also trusts the medical advice he gets.
Yeah. Whether this is GP,
because he's not a doctor.
Yeah.
He's not a doctor.
Is the onus not upon us as athletes to actually make sure that we are probably well versed?
Yeah, but you can be well versed as much as you can, but you didn't study medicine, brother.
Yeah, fair enough.
You didn't study medicine. If a doctor who is in charge of high performance athletes says to you it's okay to take A, B, C, and D.
My arm is sprained, use this, and then all of a sudden,
I think, again, Thabiso, we need to be extremely careful of the burden we place on athletes. Not only do they have to focus on what they need to do in their chosen sport in code, they now must be medical doctors and go and study MCHP, what. But
the least they could do is understand what they're putting in their body.
But now they must go through everything.
Yes, they must.
They must. But I'm saying, Gonga zonke. It's for me, it's very unfortunate.
I get you. Yeah,
only the athlete is the one that is solely responsible.
Yeah,
you know when you really
can't ban the doctor when the doctor.
No, you must ban the doctor.
How do you ban the physio?
If the doctor is the one the physician is the one that prescribes that medication to, and that's a sports physician, and there's a physician within a rugby union, like in the Arsenal issue.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's a different case.
I'm talking about that.
No, I'm saying that's different.
When it comes to Kia Pratt, again, we're gonna have to wait to find out the outcome. It's an anabolic steroid.
Because it's only then can a DC sit.
And I feel for him. He's 18 years old.
Yeah.
Thabiso. However, Thabiso, let's not shy away from a real issue. The real issue is that doping is an issue in South African sport.
Yeah.
Doping is an issue in South African scuba rugby.
Whether we like it or not. Is it synonymous to rugby or is it general sport?
I think it's in sport in general.
Is it the pressures we put on our athletes to perform at the highest level?
And now the sport that will be on rugby because of where scuba rugby finds itself in South Africa.
It's a commercialization of the sport.
It's a money that's there. And Thabiso, unfortunately, we are going to see more and more of these cases. I am almost certain, Thabiso, had SAIDS not had that lab in Bloemfontein, and we had more labs
running
that could test.
Ooh,
I am scared, Thabiso. I am scared in the amount of doping cases we would actually find at schoolboy level.
I was just about to say, we currently got Craven Week underway. Yeah. So you tell me that if we would just throw...
I think, go and test.
That's a scary thought.
Thabiso, do not.
But this is a scary thought.
It's very scary. And maybe it's something we need to confront.
Does it put paid to the whole aspects that we pride ourselves in South African rugby being the best in the world?
No, Thabiso. I'm not saying that we've got this massive doping crisis. I am saying there is a doping issue. There is a doping issue. How big it is, I don't know.
I think, in fact, we're going to try and
but
look
we
at the
need,
numbers.
we need, and I think we should speak to a guy like Clinton van der Berg at some point because he wrote a book about doping. And so we need to look at that. And Thabiso, SA Rugby again, it needs to then be at the forefront of making sure that the sport is clean. But then I also look at us fans. Us old boys.
Yeah.
Us old boys. Us teachers. Thabiso. The pressures we put
commentators.
The amount of pressures we are putting on these kids.
Yeah.
They would talk about the likes of Doyle, the likes of Abolamnam Ketezi. The list is endless. Abongutu.
Yeah.
Kepe. The list is endless of these kids. Every single year, the South African Rugby, Schoolboy Rugby is producing. Yeah. And there is no way it's Thabiso. You look at some of those kids that...
Yeah, some of them are sugar, man.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. And I really hope that
I saw a kid that looked like as big as Drain for Meal in the other day. I was like, no, man.
I really hope that Kai Pratt... I hope there was a mistake somewhere.
It was strong.
Because he's got a bright future at the age of 18. Thabiso, junior Springboks, a Sharks player. He was in the first Springbok alignment camp.
Yeah.
He's got
I think that's where the scary part for me was that it was part of the Springbok main camp. Well, alignment camp.
Yeah, so crossing fingers. Yeah. Crossing fingers.
Yeah, tell you who crossed his fingers.
But there's some shy if Stotil.
Yeah, but we'll wait for the outcome before a DC is held. Yeah. But I'll tell you who's crossed their fingers on that wedge and things worked out for him. Young Mr. Hollick, well, he's not young anymore. Oldest one, BMW International Classic out in the Germans here in Deutschland. Well done to him, what a player. 39
years old, debut season on the DP World Tour.
Yeah, and after I think winning on the Sunshine Tour, was it 2 years ago when he got...
He won Zimbabwe.
Yeah, and he got, into Deep World Cup.
And this is 4 years ago, the man dropped his clubs and said, I'm done.
That's why then he went back.
I'm just going to go and coach. Yeah. It speaks about the depth of golfing talent we have in South Africa. I think we've touched on this.
Yeah, we have.
In other episodes. At Golf SA and what they're getting right. It is an expensive sport. And, for someone like him to wait so long. The wonderful thing, Thabiso, is that this one victory is a third South African to win the BMW Open after Tristan Lawrence and Ernie Els.
Yeah.
For him, this opens up a whole new world.
It does, because now he's got exemption on the DP tour until 28, I think.
Yeah, for the next 2 years. Yeah. He's already going to play at the Open. So he's going to... just the money is made already.
I was just about to say, because more than anything for golfers, it's such a lonely sport. It's almost like the interview I had with the Comrades Marathon winner the other day, George Kuch. It's such a lonely sport because you're out there alone. And even financially, it's so lonely because, yes, you get funders, you get sports, funding coming on the side. But until you make it,
you've got Henny Du Plessis has not won on the thing. And Henny was chasing his maiden victory.
Yes. In fact, Henny was second at BMW.
Dude. Henny blew it, I think, on the 17th.
Ah, in fact, they're both in the same school.
And this kid comes, no kid anymore, but I mean...
39, he's a kid by virtue of...
So for Henny Du Plessis again, he also gets something because coming second,
Look, Akfan, I think for me when I saw the leaderboard, the final score, I was like, good seeing so many South Africans. I think,
but in the first 2 rounds, Jaden Shaper was there.
There was about 3 South Africans.
Jaden Shaper was leading at some point the first round, and what second round he was there and thereabout. Yeah, may have fallen off, but again, Thabiso, well done to Golf RSA. Well done to just South African golf in general. I'm hoping, Thabiso, that there's going to be some black kid, man.
I was Sim Shabale. Remember we had that young kid.
Yeah, where is he? Listen, he's still a I don't even think he's a teenager yet.
No, he's a teenager now.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a teenager.
Okay, but he's going to come. He's going to come.
We'll try and bring him on the show and have a chat with him. He's a teenager now. I remember when you did him a couple of years ago. And also, I think, well, whether directly or indirectly, that Live Golf South Africa, yes, it was only this year. But again, the Southern Guards bringing the sport of golf back into the limelight. That, I mean, that's all it takes, isn't it? It's just that one spark. All
It
of a
does,
sudden,
Thabiso. It does. And it goes to so many other sporting codes. What Bafana have done at this World Cup is going to be monumental for South African football. What our athletes, our sprinters, continue to do on the world
there's
stage,
Diamond League this Friday.
Yeah, again, is inspiring so many youngsters to really keep on with the sport. What our swimmers are doing are inspiring the next generation.
Commonwealth Games coming up.
Netball, our netball team, our women's rugby team, our sevens team, our golfers. Thabiso, it is endless. And I wish you could do this in all sporting codes.
Yeah.
Our runners, a Gerda and a George.
Yeah. Outstanding human beings.
We're speaking about running now. The Cape Town Marathon is a major.
Yeah.
We've got so many runners. So again, Thabiso, it's going to, and I'm sad, and I watched the Tour de France, and like, where are the South Africans? But a few years ago, you were counting so many names. People winning stages, people wearing the yellow jersey.
Data for Kubega,
yeah.
The pride of
those things, Thabiso, they inspired.
I mean, people like Doug Ryder, somebody who had faith in actually saying an African is going to wear a yellow jersey. And when we say an African, yes, we had Louis, we had Daryl wear the yellow jersey for one now and then. But he actually went as far as saying,
for guys who've won stages at the
African
Robbie Hunter.
Yeah.
Who's on a stage at the
Tour?
The first South African doing a stage at Tour de France.
Yeah. The Eritrean boy who wore the polka dot jersey for about 6-7 stages.
And won a stage as well.
Yeah.
So I think, Thabiso, again, what Michael Hollick has done is inspiring the next Jaden Shaper. There's going to be many other young golfers now that are looking and saying, I'm going to win on the DP World Tour. I'm going to win. Guys are winning on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Then you've got Live Golf, and what Live Golf has done. So, yeah, Thabiso, long may this wonderful part of our sport in South Africa continue.
Talking about Madala's winning. That Madala we both love. He was so close, but so far, but it wasn't bad. He got on the podium. Lewis Hamilton, what a player, what a champ.
I told you so. I told you so.
Look, he didn't win, but it was close enough.
Yeah.
If he podiums...
What happened in the sprint race?
Huh?
What happened in the sprint race?
Young Antonelli took it. After Lewis was at...
Do not discount the Madala.
Yeah, Madala is good. He's showing his match.
So well done to Lewis.
Yeah.
Well done to Charles Leclerc. Well done to Ferrari.
Finally getting a win.
I don't like Ferrari. I've said this. I'm open about it. But well done to them. They're making
strides with
the constructors interesting. But more than that, we are now going to have, Thabiso, a drivers' championship that I believe is going to go down to the wire. I still believe that Kimi Antonelli is going to win the drivers' championship.
Dang.
I still believe that. However, Thabiso, if he does win it, it's not going to be easy.
LH44, Baba.
I am saying Umadala is going to be the one pushing Antonelli to the championship.
And it's, the funny thing is, even with the finish of that race, one could have said, I saw glimpses.
Don't talk to me about the finish of that race. Because Abu Dhabi could have finished.
I wanted to go there because.
So let's not go there.
But I want to go there because it kind of is the theme of today, isn't it? It is the theme
politics,
of
the rubbish that politicians and administrators do in sport.
Of today's
Silverstone finishes under a safety car.
Yeah, there was no reason
why. It is what should have happened in Abu Dhabi, and Lewis Hamilton should have been an 8-time world champion.
Yeah. Exactly. Where I'm going is there's no way that this race should have finished under safety car. It is what it is. It's a difficulty and the nonsense that goes in within sports that leaves you and I fans arguing like we have done today.
Yeah.
That race.
But the good news, eh?
Yeah, not bad.
Max,
there's still rumor has it that
Max is saying Abaham.
Yeah, Max, the rumor the rumor is going to McLarens. But the McLarens, then who do they drop?
I think Piastri is very unhappy there.
But I think even Lando is probably even unhappier.
No, Lando will stay. He's a Brit. He's driving for a British team and he's world champion.
As world champion,
yes.
Right?
PS3, who could have become world champion,
Who should have been world champion.
I think he has got a
actually.
feeling that now the team has thrown their lot behind Lando, and Lando is their guy.
But I'm worried about Red Bull in that sense because they looked good last weekend.
Yeah.
Whether it was the Racing Bulls and Red Bull proper, all of them made it out of Q3. So it's not like they're doing bad.
Yeah. But you know there was Christian Horner there at Silverstone.
Yeah, he did come through. Do you think
showed
maybe
his face there? I think it blew
threw
my
them out?
system. But hey, listen, I think a move for Max away from Red Bull
Mhm.
is not bad news for the sport itself. I think him leaving, if he would have to exit Formula One, it would be bad for the sport. But I think him moving to another team, even better for the sport.
Mhm.
Let's see how the Red Bulls do without a top-notch driver like him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're going to come to the end of this Beyond Game Day. A rather heated one, filled with scandal. How much power tests
Late
and how
coming.
much power breaks.
Late coming.
The chaos, whether it's in the paddock or whether it's somebody trying to gate crash this podcast because they came late.
Yeah.
I'm not mentioning any names.
Even the cameras were heating up. Yeah.
The dark horse in Vata Ngobeni coming out fighting for the industry and the cameras literally heating up.
No, they were heating up because of you. Today, udleni. Or what did you didn't eat?
You know
You
why?
didn't have breakfast.
Because that's how I think, for the sake of our viewers and ourselves, that's the emotion that we speak of when we speak of sport.
Today you're an Egyptian.
And when the issues come up, like
You're an
we've
Egyptian
discussed
when-
today, yes, but that's the point. When the issues come up, like we've discussed today, I think becomes a moment of sanity that must prevail throughout. As much as we like sport, as much as we live, eat, drink sport, overall, sports belongs to us all.
Mm.
And how we go about a measured approach on how we cut out the madness, like we're seeing at this World Cup, or we're bringing the madness, but to an acceptable measure. That is what I think this Beyond Game Day has been about. And we're going to have to call course to it. This weekend on Game Day, we're out at Loftus Fashval, the Springboks' match against Scotland. And of course, we wrap up the World Cup. Who will stop Haaland? Will anyone do that?
Do you have tickets?
I
All of
don't.
us.
But again, catch Game Day, ENCA 403 at 7:30 every Saturday morning until we see you again